Hey chickies. Okay, today we are doing a mani inspired by the amazing work of the lovely Anne Lee. Now, if you're not aware of who Anne Lee is, she was a 17-year-old nail artist who tragically passed away within the last 2 weeks. I'm not quite sure of the exact date of her death, but I don't think we need to focus on that at all. Um, I decided to do her most, or what I think is one of her most famous manis, which is the rainbow feather. I loved this mani when I first saw it, and yeah, I couldn't think of a more fitting mani of hers to try and recreate. So that's the one I've decided to do. I really hope you like it. Let's get into it. I'm starting off with a white base of OPI's Alpine Snow, and then over the top of that I'm adding I&M Nails Out the Door matte top coat because all of the painting and detail will be done using acrylic watercolour paint. These are the watercolour paints I'll be using. I bought them very cheaply from a really cheap craft store. They are not professional, certainly not professional. I'm going to start off with the black to do the outline. So initially I'm going to be doing the line that goes in the middle of the feather, and what you want to do is put your nails into a position, like you start on one nail on the, so in this particular instance it's my pinky, sorry, got confused. And then I'm going to, basically what you want to do is get hold all of your nails together, and that way you can follow the line so that when you do put your nails together once you've finished, they're all in sync with each other. I hope that makes sense. So once you have the middle line done, you can then create the outline of the feather. Now the next step is to add a little bit of white to the middle black line, and I think the reason she did that is to help the middle of the feather stand out a little bit more. Next it's time to start adding the colour, and I'm going to start on the pinky with the red. Now after adding the red, I'm then going to come in with a little bit of orange. So to start off the orange area on the side of this part of the feather, I hope that makes sense. This is the reason why I'm using watercolor paint as opposed to acrylic craft paint. Although if you don't have watercolor paint, you can just water down acrylic craft paint. I wouldn't suggest that you try and use polish to do this. So then we're going to be moving on to the ring fingernail, and we're going to obviously start with the orange and then blend with some yellow. Now once I've reached the yellow almost to the very side, like almost to the very end, I'm then going to add the teensiest little bit of green just on the side. Now, as you can see, the green on this portion of the nail is very, very light. And then when we get to the middle nail, on the side of the middle nail, it's going to be quite, well, it's going to start off light and then get gradually build to a much deeper green. But to do the green nice and light at the beginning, I added a little bit of yellow. And next, of course, we're going to move on to the blue. So we're going to blend the blue into the green and then follow that through onto the index nail. Yes. Sorry, I couldn't remember which fingers I was working on. Oh. Finally, we're going to end with the purple, remembering to try and blend the meeting colours together before you go to a solid colour. Now for my next step, I'm just going to come in with some more of the black and shore up the lines just to neaten them up a little bit on the outside of the feather. And then finally, or second to finally, I'm going to add a coat of Seche Vite once everything is completely dry. The reason I add Seche Vite before a matte top coat is the acrylic craft paint is less likely to smudge using Seche Vite, and then what we'll do is come in with a matte top coat over the top of that. And that's it for this one. I really hope you liked it. I hope you go over to, I'm going to put all of Anne Lee's links in the description box down below. As far as I know, her family have not removed any of her social media accounts or closed them down. So you can still go to her YouTube channel and watch her videos and listen to her. She has the sweetest voice. She was one of the kindest, nicest, loveliest nail artists on social media or ever. It's just a really lovely girl with a massive talent, and it is such a tragedy that she felt as though, you know, this is her only option. I will also put some links down below for organisations such as Lifeline and Beyond Blue, and a couple of others that I know of. I just hope that, like, it's just so, these days I think, especially with social media being so prevalent in our lives, we find it difficult to look up from our screens. And you know, coming from, I know it sounds strange coming from someone who sort of lives and works on the screens, but I think it's really important to look up every now and then and pay attention, especially to look around at the people around, you know, the people that are in your life. Look up, watch them, make sure that they're doing okay, and the same for yourself. Look up every now and then, look at the sun, lie down on the ground and look up at the clouds, and you know, that's what I used to do when I was a kid, when I wasn't feeling very happy. I used to lay on the trampoline and look at the clouds and imagine things. But anyway, it's a really hard situation, especially for her family and her friends, the people who knew her in real life, not on social media. I didn't know her in real life. I knew her via social media. We'd spoken a couple of times. but sort of we came together through nail art. But I think it's just really important for people to take a breath every now and then and look up from their screens. And my condolences to her family and her friends. And I hope that it doesn't take too long for you to heal from this tragedy. So